There's going to be people on the internet saying, oh, but Zone 2 is better, this is better, that's better. It's only one training method. It's only one training method. And ultimately, all it's done is capture easy running and put it into a bracket. That is it. MAF equals easy running. Zone 2 equals easy running. Welcome back, guys. My name's Lee. This is Lee Runs Ultras. In today's video, I'm going to be speaking to you about a controversial, or what I deem to be a controversial training methodology in the running community, and that is the MAF method. Now, developed by Dr. Phil Maffetone, it's a training approach for endurance athletes that focuses on aerobic development. Now, there's so much controversy with this training method online purely because people say you can't get fast MAF. I started training at MAF back in 2018. I was sick of getting injured, pulling up with hamstring tears, calf tears. You know the type, when you do a hard speed session and you pull a muscle. And I started looking at alternative training methods, and I come across Floris Gurman on YouTube, and I started training at MAF. And MAF changed my running. I ended up running a sub 3 hour marathon. In this video, I'm going to be going through 5 misconceptions or 5 lies that you were told about MAF, or you believe to be true about MAF training. Number 1, slow means ineffective. Now, especially in the army, it's drilled into you that if you're not working hard, you're hardly working.
Son! 19! Oh, big son! You got some more, yeah!
And because you're training slow, or MAF, when you start is relatively slow, that you're not going to get fast and it's ineffective. They often feel that you're not pushing yourselves hard enough. In reality, using the MAF method builds a strong aerobic base, and that involves training at lower intensities. But this doesn't mean the training is ineffective. It sets the foundation to allow you to do harder workouts in the future by improving your overall aerobic capacity and endurance. And eventually your speed, let's say you do a MAF test, which is an 8-kilometer test at your MAF heart rate, which we'll speak about, and you run an average of 5:30 per kilometer. Over time, continuing to develop your aerobic base, that is going to be in the 4 minutes. So already MAF is becoming fast. MAF equals fast. And that's what happened to me. Now, the second misconception, or the second lie that people believe about MAF, is that you can't do any intensity. Now, MAF in itself is an aerobic capacity builder. Having said that, once you have a solid aerobic base, then you can think about adding in your speed workouts and your intensity. And guess what? Your body is going to be more developed, so you can take that training and there's going to be less injury risk. And with your aerobic capacity being higher because of all the months of MAF training you've been doing, when you finally do sprinkle in intensity, it's going to be a lot faster. It's going to be more beneficial to you. And the third misconception is that MAF is a one-size-fits-all. Unfortunately, there's not. Now, Dr. Phil Maffetone suggests that there's a formula you follow. 180 minus your age, and that is your maximum aerobic function, your MAF. For me, 38, 142. However, there's other factors that come into play. It's not one size fit all. There's things like injury, health, medication, and there's factors where if you've been training regularly for over 2 years, then you can add 5 to that. So my 142 would then go to 147. Or if I was ill or injured, I'd take away 5. So instead of 142, it'd be 137. Each person's optimal heart rate may vary, and making the adjustments to this calculation allows for this personalization. MAF isn't going to be for everybody. However, what it is a form of low intensity aerobic capacity building training. Everybody needs a base. If you are a new runner, don't go out and think you can do 6 by 800 meters without having an aerobic base. MAF allows that aerobic capacity, building that base. The third misconception on what people believe to be true about MAF training is that it has to be strict. So my 180 minus my age plus 5 is 147. I have to stick at 147 and I cannot go above it. Now, That in itself is wrong. Sometimes when I was training, my heart rate would go to 148, 149, and it would consistently stay there. It was only then, if I come to a hill, that I'd stop and walk. People are scared to walk. This is why people associate MAF training with not being able to build speed, because in the early stages you will have to walk, but you don't have to be so strict. You are allowed 1 or 2 beats over, and there is things that you can do that will bring that heart rate back down, like pausing on the inhale of the breath, holding your hands like you're holding a crisp and lowering them and taking big deep breaths. This will regulate your heart rate and bring it back down. So there are steps you can take if you are creeping over your maximum aerobic function. And lastly, number 5, people believe that it's aerobic training only. As stated earlier, if you do MAF for so long, MAF then becomes a little bit too fast. So let's say your first MAF test is you do the 8 kilometers in 45 minutes. After 6 months, you could be down to 34, 35 minutes. And that is not slow. That is not hanging about. And whilst MAF is a great aspect of building your aerobic capacity, there's going to be people on the internet saying, oh, but Zone 2 is better, this is better, that's better. It's only one training method. It's only one training method. And ultimately, all it's done is capture easy running and put it into a bracket. That is it. MAF equals easy running. Zone 2 equals easy running. It's put into a bracket to capture you guys, to make sure your runs are easy, and that you build a solid base. Again, you cannot neglect other things like strength and conditioning, flexibility, cross training, diet and nutrition, sleep, all the other things that come with running. MAF is a perfect training method that allowed me to get to a sub 3 hour marathon with no speed training uninjured by following a principle: easy running. MAF-a-thon. I've been running MAF since 2018, and for me it works perfect. I'm just starting back running, so I know I need to build a base. All my runs will be done at MAF, and you will see the progression. I've had 8 weeks off, I've got a rare brain condition, so I'm starting from 0. All my runs will be MAF, and then you can see the progression. There'll be MAF tests coming up on the channel, and you can see my first MAF test is going to be done tomorrow, so it will be posted next week. And then we go from there. Guys, do any of you run MAF? Have any of you tried it? If you have, drop a comment down below. Did you like it? Did you get on with it? If not, why not? Hope you've enjoyed this video. Please click the like button. We're nearly at 1,000 subscribers now. We're only 90 something away. Let's see if we can get there before Christmas. And I'll see you next week.